Hello family, this is Equieta So again. Today we're going to Ghana Street making Koobi salted fish. Let's start. So just get you like a flat thing and pour generous amount of salt at the bottom, and then get you like a heavy towel or a sack or bottle. You know, some rice have a bottle, and then lay it on the salt and add more salt to it, and make sure you're not being stingy with your salt because this is salted fish Koobi, so you need salt. So make sure you pour your salt on the towel or your sack, and then with your tilapia being dried, lay it on the fish. Make sure the inside, all the nasty stuff inside of the fish has been taken out. Pour your salt in every hole of the fish, around it, inside it, the belly, the head, the ear part, and then just turn it around again and pour salt. The reason why we put salt on the towel is because when you lift the fish up, it's gonna pick up the salt. So that's why we put salt on the towel. And also we do that for the towel to dissolve the water out of the fish. So if you're using like a sack or bottle, what you do is basically you're going to lay some salt in the bottle or the sack, and then put your fish inside the sack. I don't have sack, and I'm not going to stress myself. It works every time with my towel. So go ahead and put a generous amount of salt on your fish, depending on how many fish you are making. And then next, you get another towel, heavy towel, or like a little bit, not too light, but it can absorb water, and lay it on top of the fish and add more salt. For this is really easy to do. We spend so much money at the grocery store or African store. After that, get another clean towel and then cover it. Now, some people would leave it like this and put it away, but you want the water to be out. So get you something heavy like rock, stone, anything heavy in the house, and then lay it on top of it and put it aside. This is the 5th day. Okay, so after the 5th day or the day 5, you realize that your fish has been a little bit dry but still moist. What I do next is it's at night time where I am, so I'm gonna wait and basically lay it in the sun to dry it up. Right now the water are all out. You can see how hard it feels like plastic, and that's what we want to achieve. See, very, very plastic feel. All right, so this is optional. You can go ahead and add more salt to your fish. If not, it's still going to be Koobi. Because some of the salt was picked up, I added a little bit of salt around my fish. Go ahead and cover it again, and then tomorrow morning I will put it in the sun. The day 6, I went outside and I removed my rocks or my tiles that I used from the building of my house. I opened the fish, and then I just laid in the sun. I cover it away from some animals that sometimes we see at the backyard, and still get some sun. So then the day 9, every day after the day 5, I put it in the sun. Day 9, you can see that it has dried up. Even the texture of it, or even physically seeing it in the video, you can see that it has dried up. And it's still rubber, but I want it a little bit harder. Okay, this is really hard. Really hard. It's really hard, and it's really like rubber. I don't know if you can hear it. Hear it? It's really like rubber. So the Koobi is done curing. Has been, I believe, 9-10 days. Like I said, it's the sun, so if you want it to be harder, you can go ahead and leave it in the sun, or you can leave it inside and in a cool shaded place, and it should be fine. See, family, it's not that hard to cure Koobi. Go ahead and use it at this point. It has been 10 days. You can go ahead and use it. And then you see this is the salt, the leftover salt. I'm also drying that and I'll put it away and use it later. That's my Koobi. Okay, so this is tilapia into Koobi, which is salted fish, dried fish. So this is the 14 days. By 10 days, you should be fine. But I mean, like I told you guys from the beginning, I wasn't not in a rush. So I just let it be. I'm even done. And the next time probably I will use it will be next week. Maybe for like some plantains and some, you know, contomere and stuff. Okay, so let's review. So this is Koobi. You see how hard it is? Very, very rubbery or plastic, if I should say that. It's very dry to the extent that like basically it takes me some muscle to basically to try to open the inside. And look, it's so hard. It's really dried. It's gonna even break off if I try. You hear it? Like, let me see. And that is Koobi for you. It's really easy to know that it is dried or it has 10 Koobi. By the 10 days, it was good to go. So if you're not in a place that has sun or is in the winter time, all you do is just put in a shady area and then it will dry up. Even if you are in a place of heat or like sun, I would say probably like your 5th day you want to put in the sun, which I did. I let it in the sun, I think for 4 days. Each day I put it in the sun. By the end of the night or before sun goes down, I will take it out and bring it inside. And look, I can't even open the head. It's so dry. Like here, ouch. Careful not to hurt yourself. You hear it? That's how dry it is. Look at the inside. It looks like Koobi, right? And this is salt. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut mine. I'm gonna cut it to the sizes that I want or prefer. And you do not need to put this in the freezer or fridge if you don't have one. Just put it in a dry place and it will be fine. It will not spoil or it will not go bad. The reason being is you have salt. Salt preserve. So for preservation, this doesn't need fridge. However, if you are somebody like myself who has access to fridge, go ahead, you can cut them or you can just leave it as big, put it in the fridge or a freezer, and then you'll be good to go. The next time you want to use it, just remove it and cut the size that you want and you are good to go. Okay, so we're gonna cut it. I just switched board, that's all about it. Hear it? A fresh tilapia will not do that. So the salt, you hear it? Now that's Koobi. It's so hard. This is a bigger one. So sometimes, depending on the size of your Koobi, or I mean the size of your tilapia, kind of determines how long it's gonna take to get it to be dry. If it's a small tilapia, it will probably dry faster. Since this is big, it's really huge. Like this is how big it is. Since this is big, so it takes longer to dry. But if you have a skinny, tiny Koobi, even this is big, it takes a while to dry. So from 10 to 14 days, by 10 days, you are good to go. It will start to smell like Koobi. This one smells really like Koobi. Even my hand smells like Koobi with the salt and things like that. If you have too much salt, just go ahead and just hit it by hands or on something, and then the extra salt will come out, okay? Time for going to like African store or spending that much of money to buy it from, you hear it? From African store. more. The head and the... Okay, so just let me throw this out. If you are in a place that do not have sun or is winter time, you can still cure your Koobi inside of the house. You do not need sun to make your own Koobi. Koobi just needs any shaded place with the salt on it to cure or to ferment. It will take days, but you will still get Koobi. But if you are in a place that have sun or it's summertime and the sun outside, either before the 5th or the 5th day or before the after 5 days, you can go ahead and lay your Koobi in the sun, and it will still cure or will still dry up. Like I said, let me repeat. If you do not have sun, if you happen to be at Alaska, which doesn't have sun, you can just cure your Koobi inside of your house. It will take a couple of days or a little bit more longer than having the sun, but you will still eventually get your Koobi. Like when you put you cooking plantain or like yam, and you put the Koobi on the yam while it's cooking, that's how it smells like. It smells so fresh. It smells like Koobi. So this is how much I got. And we all know if I would have bought this from from African store, it would have probably cost me, I'm not gonna exaggerate, but I feel like it would have cost me at least $40 or $50, depending on the African store or the location. If you are in a place that is less African grocery store, your best bet is this is gonna cost you. Even if you are in a place that is more African store, it's still gonna cost you. But this only cost me less than $10. So this saves me so much money. We need to start learning how to do things. We are in America. A lot of things, it's hard for us as Africans to keep going. I am a full African. Grew up here in the United States, but I still love my culture and I want to keep it for my children. So these are certain things that I need to learn. These are certain things that I need to show my kids, so they still have the root of where they come from, so they still knows the history of Africa. We're not gonna kill that history. Even though we're in America, we're still Africans. So we need to learn these kind of stuff to help our kids know our background and where we're coming from, and also to help us save money. All right, family, thank you so much for your time. You know I'm always here. Please do subscribe, please do like, and please do share. Thank you so much. And if you need to acquire that, or do subscribe to my channel. And also, just last thing, this salt, save it, get you a jar and put it in a jar and save it for the next use. You do not need the sun to make Koobi.